Good morning, students. Hope all of you are fine. As you know that we started chapter 5 of Civics, and name of this chapter is Democratic Rights. Beta, as you know, in this chapter we are reading about the fundamental rights, that why the rights are important for the citizens. And one very important thing with this, as you know, beta, this chapter is not for the evolution purpose. We are reading this chapter, we are discussing this chapter just because when in next year you will appear for NTSE exam, that is National Talent Search Examination. In that, all these chapters will be included. That is why we will discuss these chapters, but these chapters will not come in the final term. Like you know that it was not in the previous terms also, and it is not for the evaluation purpose, right? So in previous lecture also we discussed about the right to equality. So today we will discuss about the right to freedom. Like, first thing, that what do we mean by freedom? Freedom means that there is absence of any type of constraints, or we can say of any kind of restrictions. In practical life, we can say that absence of interference in our affair by others. And like, we want to live in society, but we want to be free. Nobody likes interference of other person, and we also want to do things in the way we want to do them. So according to the Indian constitution, all citizens, they have the right to freedom of speech and expression, assembly in a peaceful manner, form association and unions, move freely throughout the country, reside in any part of the country, practice any profession, or to carry on any occupation, trade or business. So all these rights are mentioned under the right to freedom. So every citizen has the right to all these freedoms that we have discussed. These are six kind of freedoms that are given to the Indian citizens. That means you cannot exercise your freedom in such a manner that violate others' right to freedom. And our freedom shouldn't cause public nonsense or disorder. We are free to do everything which injures no one else. And freedom is not unlimited license to do what one wants. It means there are also certain restrictions. Like, the government can impose certain reasonable restriction on our freedom in the larger interest of the society. So now we are discussing the first kind of freedom, that is the freedom of speech and expression. That is one of the essential feature of any democracy. Our ideas and personality develop only when we are able to freely communicate with others. You may think differently from others. Even if 100 people think in one way, you should have the freedom to think differently. And even we are free to express our feelings also. Like, sometime we maybe disagree with the policy of the government or activities of an association, like the very present example that currently you know that the farmer protest is going on, kisan andolan chal raha hai, and in this farmers are protesting at the Delhi border. So it means they are free, they have the freedom of speech, and they can express their views even against the government decision also. And even we are free to criticize the government or the activities of the association in our conversation with parents, friends, and relatives. Even we may publicize our views through a pamphlet, magazine, or newspaper. Means we can use the print media also to protest. But there is very important thing, that whatever means we are using to express our views, it should not create violence against others. Otherwise, it will be called the rebel against the government. In the same way, the next kind of freedom, citizens have the freedom to hold meetings, procession, rallies and demonstration on any issue. Like we have seen so many examples, like in just I have told you about the Kisan Andolan. So the same way, like they are holding the meetings, rallies and they are demonstrating. So citizens have the right. They may want to discuss a problem, exchange ideas, mobilize public support to a cause, or seek votes for a candidate or party in an election. But such meetings have to be peaceful. They should not lead to public disorder or breach of peace in society. Those who participate in these activities and meetings should not carry weapons with them. And even the various citizens, they can form the different kind of association also, like the trade union, workers union, etc. And even some people in a town may come together to form an association to campaign against corruption or pollution. So there could be the different type of protests. And being the citizen of India, we have the freedom to travel to any part of the country. We can move freely within the Indian territories. We are free to reside and settle in any part of the territory of India. Like if any person who belongs to the state of Assam wants to start a business in Hyderabad, he may not have any connection with that city, may not have ever seen it ever. Yet as a citizen of India, he has the right to set up base there. Means we are free within the Indian territory to move in any state to set up our business, or we can establish our residence also over there. This right allows lakhs of people to migrate from villages to towns and from poorer regions of the countries to prosperous region and big cities. As you know, you must have seen the eastern UP and Bihar. From there, so many people they migrated to North India, Mumbai, Gujarat, just for the industrial labor work. The same freedom extends to choice of occupation also. No one can force you to do or not to do a certain job. Women cannot be told that some kinds of occupation are not for them. Means Indian citizens, they are free to opt for any business or any job opportunity as per their capabilities. They don't have any restrictions on them. The Constitution says that no person can be deprived of his life or personal liberty except according to the procedure established by law. It means that no person can be killed unless the court has ordered a death sentence. It also means that a government or police officer cannot arrest or detain any citizen unless he has proper legal justification. Even when they do, they have to follow some procedures. Like we have read in the example, the one incidence of Kosovo was given, and in the same way, the Guantanamo Bay, that prison, that incidence also we have discussed. There we have read even the family members of those people, they were not informed that why were they arrested and where they were kept. But in the democratic country, there is a proper procedure. Like the first one is given: a person who is arrested and detained in custody will have to be informed of the reason for such arrest and detention. A person who is arrested and detained shall be produced before the nearest magistrate within a period of 24 hours of arrest. Means within 24 hours that arrested person, it should be presented in the court. Such a person has the right to consult a lawyer or engage a lawyer for his defense. I was just telling you about this, the cases of Guantanamo and Kosovo, the victims in both these cases faced a threat to the most basic of all liberties and the protection of individual life and personal liberty also. But in the democratic country like India, we are blessed with this right, the right to freedom. So, beta, this was the topic for today. The other topic is that is the right against exploitation that we will discuss in next lecture. Hope all of you will read this chapter thoroughly. Thank you and have a nice day.